Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy. Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, the King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Nengi, and we back at it again with another one. This time around, we go to my best province, Mpumalanga, Ekwanyamazane Stadium, where the EFF hosted its provincial manifesto. I mean, the organization of the EFF. When you see Usisi Omphile, you know everything is gonna go right. When you see Usisi Omphile, you know African beauty is going to be displayed. When you see Usisi Omphile, you can count on a successful event. Now, the CIC was there to deliver the manifesto speech for the province, and it was a powerful one indeed. Now, I have uploaded that speech separately so that you guys can watch that separately. I just want to speak on some points that the CIC touched there, but the most important thing that I wanted to do on this video, because you know Usisi Omphile was in the stadium, was in the Hiza. She was interviewed by Titus, our brother who runs the EFF podcast. And I think that interview was very much interesting in terms of the point that Usisi Omphile, the Winnie Madikizela of our time, the way she speaks, the way Usisi Omphile speaks with conviction, the way guys, this is a special politician. I can listen to Usisi Omphile the whole day, speaking about political issues. You know, there's so much conviction in how she speaks. You can see that she does not even think about what she says. These things are second nature. They are within her. As she speaks, the topic just flows and flows. And after watching that interview, you know, the whole video I was going to do it about Julius, but then I changed my thought. I said, no man, let's speak about exactly what Usisi Omphile is addressing in this interview. Let's listen to the interview and I'll come back with my final commentary.
Greetings, the people of South Africa, Africa and the world. My name is Titus Tungu and we're coming to you from Kanyamazane Stadium here in Mpumalanga, where the EFF is launching its provincial manifesto ahead of the 2024 general elections. This is where the EFF is the official opposition here in the province of the Rising Sun. And with me, I'm joined by the EFF Treasurer General Commissar Omphile Maotwe. She's also deployed here as the provincial coordinator of the provincial election task force of the EFF. TG, a very good day, and how are things going? Is it all systems go for the manifesto launch today?
From the provincial convener, greetings to you, Titus, and greetings to the viewers of the podcast at home. We're here, we're ready. The stadium is full. So when you ask about preparations, you can see we've got a beautiful sound and stage set up. We've got beautiful people. They're wearing t-shirts. They've got sanitary pads, water, food, flags, you know, to wave to the president. We're ready. People have arrived. Some are still on the way. You'll understand that Mpumalanga is a very vast province. So people travel from as far as Tabacheu, then all the way to Delmas, all the way to Mkhonto. You know, it's very vast. But yeah, we are here. Our people from as early as 5 o'clock, they were already getting into the buses and coming, making their way They are saying they can't miss the opportunity to listen to their commander-in-chief and the president of the EFF delivering the commitments of the EFF that the EFF government will deliver once we take over government after 29th of May 2024.
And of course, without a doubt, Commissar Omphile is the convener of this province. Now, looking at the number of people gathered here, does this give hope to the EFF that on the 29th of May 2024, the EFF will take over this province?
Definitely. So Mpumalanga is one of those provinces, like many other provinces, where the EFF is growing and growing very rapidly. From 2014 up to now, you can see the increase. Now we're sitting here, we're standing here, we are the official opposition here in Mpumalanga. And I mean, that was before we even win a single ward. Now we go into these elections with having won 2 wards, one in Kwahoi and the other one in Brighton at Musukaligwa. So you can see that the people of Mpumalanga are saying, really we're tired of the ANC, really we're tired of false promises and empty promises, we're tired of lies. People have promised us better lives for all, but it's better lives for them and not for us, because since 1994, what has actually happened here? There's no transformation of the economy into the hands of our people. Our people still struggle to get to universities. In 30 years, the ANC only built 1 university in Mpumalanga, which is, I think, the 2nd one in the whole country. So you can see that these people are not serious about education, and education is the key. We want educated people who will take over this country when we are gone. So the people of Mpumalanga are saying, we're drinking water with animals. We are forced to go to the rivers to wash our clothes, bath ourselves, and still drink that same water with the animals, which then creates a hygiene issue for us and effectively a health problem to us. They are saying we're tired of load shedding, which is a cry of the whole country. But them specifically, they are saying, how come we've got load shedding when we've got abundance of coal in the province, with 11 of the 17 coal power stations found here in Mpumalanga, and we're treated like we don't add any value to the economy of the country. The people are saying we want the land because we see farms all over here that are owned by white people. We also want to farm. We know the skills to farm. We are the ones who are actually doing the labor in terms of farming. But we can farm for umlungu because Tina, we don't have the land. So bafuna amanti, bafuna umgwaqo, bafuna igezi, bafuna education. They want the land. Those are the people of what the people of Mpumalanga are saying.
And the EFF exists to alleviate the conditions of the poor. Now, looking at Mpumalanga, TG, it's rich with minerals beneath the land. What is the EFF's plan to ensure that the minerals that are here in this province are used to the benefit of the people?
Titus, we must nationalize the mines. Because when you nationalize the mines, you create a state-owned mine, which then all the resources are channeled through government to service the people. Right now, the mines are in the hands of a few, which is the elite white. So private hands, they take money out of the country without benefiting our people. They think that if they bring social SCI programs, then they've actually done something. We don't want SCI programs. We want money, because these minerals are producing money. That's why they are mining. They are mining because they want money. So that money should be money that is taken by the government and not by private individuals. And we're saying those minerals, yes, we're going to sell some of them because we can't keep all of them. There's abundance of them. But we're not going to sell them as raw materials. We must beneficiate and create industries the same way they are shipped out of the country to China in raw materials, being beneficiated in China, and been creating industries and factories in China, which ultimately then create employment for the people of China. We also deserve employment here in the country, and we demand that these minerals must be beneficiated into the country to really benefit our people in terms of financial resources, but also employment of our people.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our CIC gave us a beautiful provincial manifesto speech. I mean, it's the Julius Malema that we have. I think ever since the Durban situation with his flu, his voice never recovered, actually. If you listen to him speak, every time he tries to up the volume, his vocal cords goes, and it's at the wrong time right now because he needs his voice like literally every week. So I hope they tell him, for some of us who did vocal training and all of that, I hope they tell him to drink hot tea with honey, with pure honey. It will assist his vocal cords to come back because his throat is completely gone the CIC. I hope they can assist him in that regard. The CIC spoke about the mining sector. The CIC spoke about the tourism industry. The CIC spoke about building factories in Mpumalanga again. It is so very important. Every province must have multiple factories, and those factories were there, guys. It is us and the ANC who killed these factories, and some of them were abandoned by white people when they left the country. They just left it there without any announcement, and slowly but surely those buildings, the integrity of that building was destroyed. The roof falling in, caving in, ceiling, everything it's bad, and they left. And after so many years, now we are realizing that these people are not going to be back, and that is exactly what is happening. Our people are grabbing land because they see this land is, since we were born, this land is not being used, you know. And when you grab it, it's the ANC government with their red ends. They come and remove you. So the mining issue in Mpumalanga is crazy. It's crazy. You heard Omphile speaking about the fact that Mpumalanga is hosting, owns about 11 of the 17 coal power stations in South Africa. Then the question then follows is, why is it that Mpumalanga can get load shedding when Mpumalanga is supplying over, I think 75% of the coal on earth comes from Mpumalanga, supplying everyone overseas, Germany, Russia, China, India, the people that are telling us we must go nuclear, we must go clean energy. They are still using the coal that they are getting from Mpumalanga. So why is it, how is it possible that Mpumalanga can get into load shedding? I mean, I call them, guys, no, man, it doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. I like what the CIC said about free education. I think also our politicians don't speak about the type of education that our people have. Our education system is outdated. It can be free as much as it wants, but it's not assisting us in terms of the problems that we have as Africa. That is why we are building Paseta, because the issues that Africa has to be handled at the school level, so that when our children graduate and become doctors and whatever the case can be, lawyers, it must be for an African agenda. That is why Paseta is there. So for me, you can say free education. If you're speaking about this Bantu education, the OBC or whatever, I don't know what curriculum they are currently using now or syllabus, it's not working. It's not working. What I learned at school was how to manage relationships, friendships, I learned absolutely next to nothing at school. I promise you. What I learned in high school, what I learned in college, but very little applicable in my everyday life today. It's because it's not aligned to what we are doing here. You go to Germany, their children are taught mining and everything because that is what their country needs. You go to China, they are heavily dependent and concentrated on technology. You come here, you find rubbish modules and syllabus that are outdated. You know, the way we teach geography is outdated. The way we teach technology is outdated. You're teaching technology in classes of children with the technology that is old. You understand what I'm saying? So that is something that the CIC spoke about. He also spoke about removing the statue of Kruger at the Kruger National Park. Imagine we are calling our national park Kruger's National Park. Who is Kruger? Why can't we must remove Paul Kruger in Pretoria? We must remove Paul Kruger. We must remove Kruger in Mpumalanga. We must get our names. We must get our land back. And one of the steps that we can do to get our land back is to rename it to its original name or to a new name. It can, and I know some people are, King, you guys want to change everything. Vele, we want to change everything. King, you are too radical. You want to change everything. Now, white people must not get anything. Remember, when they were in power, they gave you nothing. They named it Kimberley, they named it East London, they named it Johannesburg, they named with their names. Port Elizabeth, Cape Town. We never gave those cities those names. We never gave those cities those names. Vryburg, Middelburg, Witbank. Who gave this? We didn't come up with this name. Kruger must be removed from the Kruger National Park. He is not the original founder or the original person of this land. That name must be changed. And I agree with the CIC when he says that. It must be changed. His statue must be demolished. That's what the CIC said. I like radicalism because it brings about change now. We must not negotiate with our colonizers. They never negotiated with us when they were busy conquering our ancestors. They never negotiated. Negotiation, it's out of the window for me. For me. Not saying let's harm anyone, let's not do anything to anyone, but I'm saying let's take back what is rightfully ours as Africans. You Africans, you've got too much of a forgiving heart. That's why I want to badala phezu kwenklozi. Forgive kakhulu. You are forgiving, but still the minerals, still the land is still in the hands of the few. That is what was also Omphile saying, that the mines are still owned by the minority, which the profits don't benefit the communities around it. The mines are failing to build basic things like clinics and school. With the billions and billions of rent they are making every year, they don't want to fix the streets, but it's the trucks that drive up and down that damage our streets. You know, so really they need to do something, because the EFF, like Usis Omphile said, is the opposition or official opposition in Mpumalanga. They should rather focus on Mpumalanga kakhulu. Mpumalanga has got people. Mpumalanga has got people. Knowing that, I would have moved from Mbombela to Moses Mabhida. I mean, from Moses Mabhida to Mbombela, I would have made a manifesto there. I would have made a manifesto in Mpumalanga, because we are the official opposition. We're taking over Mpumalanga. The ANC is weak in Mpumalanga without Didi Mabuza. Completely weak. Completely weak. So, you saw with the preparations, the way Usis Omphile has set up, and her team has set up the thing. I mean, the EFF is always clean, man. You're not going to hear things about people being left at stadium. You're not going to hear any drama after that. The way they set up the barricade, where the crowd is going to be, the performance is going to be, the stage is going to be, everything clean. That's where Usis Omphile is, you know. And because CIC, he said himself, in his days when he was still young, at the ANC Youth League, and then he was left by a bus. The ANC takes it, the EFF takes it personal, this thing of leaving people behind. For me, if they leave me behind, I'll never vote for them again. So other people think like that. If they leave me behind, I'm never gonna. They left me there, I was stranded there. The leadership could not do anything to assist me. People don't forget how you treat them. And if you treat them well, like the EFF is treating them well, you know, these sanitary pads, those small kind gestures, you take it lightly because you afford them. But for a person who does not afford, I'm telling you, these people who afford will give it to the next person. For those who don't afford, you have saved their dignity. Because these children don't go to school because they are on their periods and they are using towels and unhealthy sanitary prevention methods that are, you know, that are not good for them, and they can't go to school because of that. So it is a small thing that you see there, but it has a big impact on what is happening there. So yes, I agree with the EFF. Nationalize the mines. Make sure that you nationalize the mines. And did I cover everything there? Yes, I mean, full stadium, everything was good there. You guys tell me, what do you think about it? What do you think about Usis Omphile? If you've got something bad to say, don't even go in the comment section, so you delete the comment here. I'm trying to get more because this, I'm telling you, is the Winnie Madikizela of our time. So thank you so much, guys. I'm shooting this video for the second time. All my footages that I did, simply decided that the audio is not gonna come out. I almost died. I promise you. But anyway, we have to push. There's no time for playing. When you guys wake up, you want to see videos. You don't want to hear any excuses. So that's what we are doing. So thank you so much for everyone that has clicked the subscribe button, that is always on the comment section giving your thoughts, guys. Most of you are watching without subscribing. Feel free to subscribe. It is free. You don't pay anything. Those who want to be members of the channel, those who want to do a monthly contribution of 20 Rand, whatever, I appreciate it so much that you're taking your hard-earned money and giving it to this movement. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Everyone who's watching us from all around Africa, overseas, you know, I appreciate it. My brother from the Bahamas, there in the islands, I thank you so much. Why am I forgetting where is it coming from? But anyway, I'll give him a proper shout out next time. Everyone watching us from the US, from Europe, the UK, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in on King Said So. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.